Welcome back. You are still watching your favorite channel, show Her Moments, and I'm your host Asha Kulsum alongside Ahlam Jaffer here at Fresh Bake Times. And right about now, we're seated in the kitchen, and sooner or later, we shall be getting to have some of the skills on how to bake cookies, what are the status for making cakes. Any female out there, because sometimes we go to school and at the end of the day we decide to do something with passion. And what is your passion? We have to always follow our passion. There are very many people out there who would want to do bakery, who would want to do different sorts of jobs, or want to be entrepreneurs of themselves, being a boss by yourself. These are some of the things you should look up to, some of the things that you would have to pick a leaf from Jaffer and go on. Maybe it could be a start to kickstart your career. Welcome back. The hashtag is hashtag hermoment. You can follow us on social media pages. That's at Rico TV Uganda on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Welcome back, Jaffer.
Thank you.
Looking at the Ugandan business sector, this arena is, can I say, it's having a focus on some of the sectors and leaving this behind, less knowing that this is a field that is a day by thing. Yeah. Man cannot live without eating.
Yeah, exactly.
And even in the books we look at, man cannot live without bread, honestly. Because when we look at something, that a business that is quick at selling is such a business. A business that is quick at selling, however much it could be expensive. Looking at the competitions, we have very many people. Or when we look at such a sector, it's people who have built names, people who have bigger confectioneries, people who have cafeterias, people who have bigger things. The Ugandan sector and business, how is it competitive with the others here?
Yeah, the competition is high in this very field, but we're all trying. Yeah, we all have to give it a try. Yeah, it's very because right here where we're located, we have 3 bakeries around. Yeah, so
how do you make it? How do you manage to juggle or go through the competition as Jaffer?
I actually, as a Fresh Bake Time, we have our clients. We have our specific clients who at least by the end of the month they have to come and pick up some things like birthday cakes. Yeah.
How easy is it for you to have those clients? Because a few people, it's a matter of pick and go. How do you manage to have loyal?
I just have my specific, the ones who the breads we make, the few people I think in Uganda who make such kind of breads. Yeah.
So tell me, what are those kinds of bread?
The artisan breads. Yeah.
Okay. Artisan breads.
Yeah.
Who are those people who eat artisan breads? Are they Ugandans?
No, definitely not Ugandans. They're white people, Arabs, yeah, and some few Ugandans who have been abroad, yeah. So some, because we also get challenges. People coming in here, they want bread, but sometimes we don't have enough stock of the normal bread, yeah. So
talking about challenges,
yeah.
As the bakery,
yeah.
What are those bigger challenges? We're not looking at putting the bread aside, because we're looking at you getting a certain type of thing that you do bake for a certain kind or category of people. And I can imagine Uganda as a whole. Yes, we have very many cultures. We have people from very many different countries. But of course, Ugandans as the main. How is it giving you a challenge?
A challenge with the Ugandan people?
Exactly. Beating around the whole, different people from different cultures, from different countries, wanting to give each of your clients, everyone in the country, giving them their own taste. I can imagine if I have sweets, I have sugar, no sugar, and
the challenges we face is the pricing, because a lot of people around here want cheap things, yeah, and some of the things we make, they're not that expensive, but they want it at a low price, which is a big challenge for us.
So how about you made something for people, the lace the
Yeah, we
lowest
do
pocket.
make for them, but even with that, they still complain that it's expensive. Yeah, we try our best to make everyone comfortable with our bakery, but Ugandans, not basically Ugandans, but people, like a lot of people, they come in here, then they say, "Oh, you're very expensive." Yet our prices are very fair, very fair.
So ideally, what would be the cheapest
We have a
thing someone would pick in the bakery?
1,000.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, then what's that?
We have scones for 1,000 and buns for 1,000. Yeah, that's actually it's the cheapest.
The cheapest.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, now when we talk about business, there are very many females out there who have gotten it difficult for them to start up, and maybe we're looking at the support groups. How are they supported into maybe making the dream careers reach? How are they supported to be there to make something of a kind? Because it looks a small thing, but it's very huge.
Yeah, it's very.
So the females out there, maybe the viewers out there who would love or already have the passions to venture into bakery, what are some of those tips you would give to them as for starters?
Actually, for starters, of course, one should have capital. Actually, yeah, one should have capital to start such a business, because you just can't wake up in the morning and say, "This is what I'm gonna do," when you don't have the money. Yeah. So I think one should have the capital to start up this kind of business.
Well, that's all. I mean, because the people might have capital, but
Yeah.
they may not know how to bake. People might know how to bake, but they don't know how to bake certain kinds. Maybe, for example, do you know how to bake pancakes?
Yeah,
Ugandan pancakes. With
Yes, of course I know, but you need helpers, because right now I have someone who helps me out. Yeah, he's my baker, Paul.
Well,
Yeah, he helps me out in the baking. Yeah, because actually you can't do all this by yourself. You can't just wake up and say, because this is like a big thing, and you need someone to help you out. Yeah.
when you mentioned of helping out, someone helping out you out in baking,
Yeah.
we look at different businesses where people will want to be independent, and you find them do something on their own completely. They really want to do something for their own. Like the hustle is hard, and when we look at business on the other side, is they usually tell us that it's a teamwork. When you team, you make something better.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, there's some business people who will dwell much on themselves and forget that they can do something with the other. Talking about knowledge, what could be the contributions of having a team in business?
Actually, when it's like, as you said, when you make like it's a teamwork, you make something better. That's what I believe, because some people over I don't know how to say it, like they over stress themselves in one thing, like yet they can do something better. Yeah, but anyways, it depends on the business, what kind of business you'd want to operate. Yeah, but with teamwork, there's always something great there. Yeah, because there's always like you get innovations, like you get innovated from your team. You can't do all the things by your own.
Well, let's look at the world today that is dominated by the internet. The world today is dominated by the use of phones. Everyone would want to Google search something in bakery. Would you agree to online baking, getting to YouTube, getting to these? What is your take on the internet, the trends and the currents?
Actually, with the internet, I use a lot of YouTube, but their recipes most of the time they are not correct. It gives you see something on the internet, you try baking it, but it doesn't. Actually, I've tried it, but whatever I get from the internet doesn't turn out to be right, because I think they don't give you the all the ingredients. Yeah.
So what best would someone drill on in such a kind of business?
Actually, for maybe my, like, you go to a baking school, or you, when you have like relatives who can bake, you consult them. But the internet, I don't advise anyone to depend on the internet recipes, because they are always wrong. I've never got anything right in the internet, because I've tried a lot, but
Well, the mixing of recipes, relating it with health. That some of the books or some of the doctors or some of our friends will always tell us, now this recipe will help you do this recipe will help you do this. At the end of the day, we're looking at health, someone's health. How would you consider someone's health when baking your cakes, your buns, your bread, your
actually at Fresh Bake Time, we do healthy breads. They're healthy for all kinds of, like, we do artisan breads there is no added sugar, there is no preservatives, because we most of the time we're using pre-dose. Yeah, so healthy wise, our breads are healthy. Yeah.
how would you consider the fact that some people are told not to take a certain
Like some
cookie or this? What is that difference you could make?
actually with
Because
cookies.
someone might want to eat a cookie, but the doctor told them, oh, cookies have sugars or cookies have this.
Yeah, you use the. Sometimes some people come here, they want actually like eggless. Some people don't eat eggs, so they want like eggless cakes. We make the eggless cakes, and some people don't. Actually, my grandfather was diabetic, so we used to use the, how do they call them, that sugar, the one, butter. Yeah.
Oh, the sweeteners.
Yeah, we use that. Yeah.
So you use the sweeteners instead of the sugar.
The sugar, yeah, for diabetic people who would want to have the cookies but can't have our normal
How
sugar.
convincing would it be for someone out there to love it without the sugars? I mean,
No, because I think they are used without the, yeah.
wow.
We make that.
Okay. Well, now in the industry, usually we ask our viewers,
Yeah.
like, we ask them what are some of the challenges they are facing in their path, like while working, because this is a bakery. You must have, okay, I cannot say you must have, but we look at what are they called? They're called crisis. And I think it is after the break that we're going to learn about crisis and crisis management. Let's take a quick short commercial break. You are watching Her Moment. Stay tuned.